reject you, who will not throw you away, and who is a guided source. And after recognizing his fatherhood, then know that this father is a king and he has a kingdom. That's our trust in this week. Is that okay? He has a kingdom. Thy kingdom come. Everywhere there is a king, there will be systems, there will be policies, there will be rules and regulation. Is that true? I'm a prince from my own village. So I'm supposed to be the current king, so I have a little idea what it looks like. I deal a lot with kings. So I enter all manner of palaces. Some very dreadful, some very normal. You step on certain places, like one of the kings, he had an issue and he sent for me. And then the abore, if you don't understand Yoruba, that I don't know the English of abore, but that is the spiritual head. Is that well understood? The spiritual head of the community told the king, it is forbidden to share the secret of the land with a stranger. And I have come with our pastors and some of our brethren who have driven. He's a first-class king. I'm not giving you any detail more than that. So they have a deal because the king says, I have told him to come. He has arrived. We can't say he should go back. And then he soaked the hand of the king in some deadly waters after some incantations. And said, once the man of God come, just hold his hand and shake him and be greeting him for about 5 minutes. He will drop dead. How can you invite me to come and pray and then you want to kill me? Now this is a life issue. It's a true story I'm telling you. And then we arrived and he had man of God, how was the journey? Asked me all manner of questions. So after a long while of holding my hand and gisting with me, he tapped me and said, you're a man. I said, Kabisi, what's the meaning of that? I said, we will talk later. So he said, now I can tell him the secret of the land? They said, yes. So he opened up and showed me all the altars they sacrificed to and the things they used to sacrifice to them. The most frightening one for me was one of the altars that must take a human life every day. Are you hearing me? So here am I. So after showing me, there were 21 altars. As we went round with all the high chief and the arbor himself and the king and said, this altar, this is what we use it for. That's what we use it for. And then we had 21 excursions. So he said, now, the king was talking to me. The land is before you. What do you say? Can I pray for you? That in the days of your rising, you will be strong. So I said to the king, we're doing a very few simple thing. I said, prepare for me another altar space to make the 22nd altar. The Abore shouted, AWOL, it must never happen. The king says, I have spoken, prepare it. You know, it was then, even me talking, I was just speaking by the Spirit. I did not know the implication of what I was saying. Are you hearing me? I was just speaking by the prompting of the Spirit. Then the Lord said to me, you don't know what you have done? You have canceled all the 21 altars. Because in the spiritual realm, they operate by odd numbers. It's either 1 or 3 or 5. Now they got 21. You are bringing 22. Because that 22 will become 1. And that will be the only standing altar. I didn't know the implication. It's just good to follow God at times blindly. You don't know what is going to be the outcome, but he says so, just do it so. That's the life of this kingdom. So after I did that, raise an altar with a cross, and I said, King, you will appear here for 7 days every morning, and you call on the God of heaven and tell him your desire, and that's all you need to do. There will be peace in the land, and there will be peace in your palace and kingdom. Then we left. As soon as the king was escorting me to the car, and we tried to start the car key broke into powder and pieces. Then the king said to me, Reverend, am I worried? What can check you no more? I also know. Because I'll be talking briefly on the power dimension of the kingdom. So I'm trying to lay some pattern for you to see. So I said, get me a rewire. They did. We cut the cable. I'm sure some of you know what I'm talking about. You joined the wire, the car took off. We went back to our city. Then we were in church one Sunday morning. And then we had siren blaring into our facility. Then the protocol ran. Are we expecting any special guests? I said, no, I don't know of anyone. Say, I said, there are many. It was 4 first-class kings. I was still preaching when they arrived. And then they came, they ushered them in. They didn't sit down. They came to our altar and were rolling on the floor from edge to edge, shouting, Jesus is Lord. Now, all the kings are still alive. They still come for our King's Conference every year. Are you getting it? So it's a story that is not hidden. Then the king told us, he said, after you left and I appear at that altar, he said, by the 3rd day, he said, you told me 7 days. By the 3rd day, all the 21 altars, the service fell and broke to pieces. Nobody touching them. Said the only altar standing was the one you raised. And I told them, you will not raise those altars again. No. This one that is standing is one we will stand with. And that has been till today. Now, when you talk of thy kingdom come, excuse me, we are not talking about a physical building with a palace and with all kinds of subjects here and there. We're talking about a spiritual kingdom that dwells in the hearts of men. And when men who have access, allegiance to that kingdom, when they move, the kingdom moves. Anywhere you arrive, the kingdom has arrived. That's why I can understand the fearful Christians we have raised these days. Men who have fought no battle, and they are waiting to just ride on the labor of their father. As good as that is, you must fight your own battle.